Hi, everyone. Today, I will argue that we are morally responsible for harmful actions we perform because of our implicit biases, especially for a group known as the New Egalitarians. According to Washington and Kelly, the New Egalitarians live in a world where knowledge about implicit biases is widely available. In such an environment, people have no valid excuse for ignoring the effects of their biases. First, what is implicit biases? Implicit biases are dissociated from our explicit beliefs, hard to detect by introspection, resistant to change, and widespread in their effects. Research shows that biases operate without our awareness and influences both quick and careful decisions. For example, studies found that NBA referees were more likely to call fouls against players of different races under pressure. Similarly, in resume screening, employers unintentionally favored certain racial groups, even after thoughtful review. Because biases can affect so many aspects of our behavior, being unaware isn't a sufficient excuse. Second, even though implicit biases often bypass our conscious reasoning, we are still responsible. Washington and Kelly argue that when knowledge about bias is readily available, individuals are expected to take steps to reduce foreseeable harm. Third, responsibility doesn't disappear just because we lack full awareness. As philosopher Scanlon points out, we are morally required to prevent foreseeable harm when reasonable precautions are possible, even if we are not fully conscious of the risk. To draw an analogy, under criminal law, intoxication isn't a valid defense for committing harmful acts under Criminal Justice Act 1988, Section 2. Likewise, being unaware of our biases doesn't remove our duty to act responsibly, especially when tools and strategies for biases reduction are available. Some may argue that unconsciousness should excuse wrongdoing. However, as Washington and Kelly emphasize, moral agents must exercise vigilance, even under imperfect conditions. Therefore, the new egalitarians, and by extension, all of us live in today's informed society, are morally responsible for harms caused by our implicit biases. That's my presentation, and thank you for your listening.